Friends, greetings. I hope everyone is well. I really do mean that. It is Sunday morning here, and we're gonna get this market back up and cooking this week. And I'm curious to see, what the recovery is gonna be here. But I don't know. I'm not. I mean, everyone is just like walking through a dark forest right now, and every now and then, we get hit in the face by a branch, and we're like, this is essentially what we're doing in the market. So one thing that I think we can do is walking through this dark forest is have a really good torch. And right now, I'm looking at that torch as strong investments, okay? Because I don't know how long we're going to be walking in the dark here, okay? Before we get to, sunlight. And the market right now is very much, it doesn't know what to do. We have clues of what the market's going to do. Thursday morning, the day before, NVIDIA released its quarterlies. They were good. The market opened up on Thursday morning. It was like, oh man, the grass is green. The birds are chirping. We were in a fantasy world. Things were great. And then stocks were starting to go up. They were starting to go up. We were like, okay, we're getting some recovery. And then Jerome talked. And that's when, the hell froze over again. And, the cliff that we had already fallen down, turns out there was another cliff. So, I don't want to talk about a bunch of other stocks here, but I want to kind of focus on Sofi. And, I am totally biased. I'm drinking the juice on Sofi that this is going to continue to be a strong company and a strong stock going into this new year. There is no doubt about it. Wherever we land here share price wise by the December 31st here, we've had a fantastic year for Sofi. There is no doubt about that. I mean, this has been such. I mean, even the whole year in the stock market has been. What more could we ask for? Yes, we're greedy. We're investors. We want more. That's just in our nature. That's why you're in the stock market, because you are a different kind of person. There's no doubt about it. You are different than probably 20 people in a room with you. You are the one that invests in the stock market. Whether you got $5 or $5,000 in the market, you are here and you've seen the light. So Sofi here, I definitely believe that it has become a very popular stock this year, no doubt about it. But next year could be even better. I might even make a video about this for tomorrow, but I am definitely on the side of things where I am, and I know this will upset some people, but I really think that Sofi could bypass Robinhood this year. I really do think that if we start to see signs that, and I think we've already kind of seen some signs that Robinhood could not keep up with their quarterlies, because Robinhood has been on this kind of camel hump journey with their quarterlies. Now they've been good, but they can't let off. If they let off the gas anymore here, they're coming for them. It could happen here by Q4 or Q1. I think that's going to be the clear-cut image of what we're going to see here happen. It's going to tell us. So this is why I really think Sofi could really be a beautiful situation for people here this year here, sooner than we think. Stand strong in Sofi. Stand strong, friends. Do not worry. You're investing in a fantastic company right now. These Q3 came out here at $950 million. We're just, we're rounded up here. It's 950. Fantastic. The aggressive growth rate on this company right now when it comes to quarterlies is quite unbelievable. They are still finding this slew of people that are opening accounts with them, and still they're pushing into a younger generation. And I've said this again, but if you haven't heard me say this, I really want you to think about this, because this will blow your mind, if you're not aware of kind of what you're investing into here. And I'm going to talk about the crypto thing too, but I want to say this. The next quarterly could easily will be, I think, more than likely, we've kind of already seen the signs of it, 1 point something billion for the next quarterly. But with Sofi here pushing into this younger generation, they've been doing this. What do we know about younger people? Whether, someone from 18 to 25, well, they're getting out of college, they're getting jobs. Well, with that, the younger generation, Sofi is investing in them. Because what do they know about younger people? They're going to eventually need loans, car loans, house loans, business loans, personal loans, consolidating debt. Two, with that, they're going to want to buy stocks. They're going to want to buy crypto. They're going to want credit cards. They're going to want savings accounts, checking accounts. Sofi is offering all that just with a simple, hey, for free, you can make an account with it. Download the app, make an account. Boom, there you go. You don't need $1. You don't need 50 cents. You need no pennies, nothing. Open up an account with us. Boom, right there. It's that simple. It's that simple. Credit check. Boom, we'll do that for you too, for free. Sofi is unbelievably setting itself apart from a lot of other bigger banks out there, where the bigger banks, what you're seeing right now, they have gorged themselves for so long, and the only thing they really have to offer other investors at this point is a steady increase, more than likely over a longer time period now for their stock share price, but you get a dividend. Most bank stocks you invest in right now, you get a dividend. Some of them are pretty nice. There's no doubt about that. Bigger the bank, With this conversation, okay, this is where you as an investor, you're investing in something that's already investing in people. Because Sofi knows that as these younger people get older, they're going to need these elements in their life. That will push more money into them. No doubt about it. Talking about the share price right now with Sofi, as of right now, what we know, the low is around this 23, the high is around a 31. That's an $8 swing difference, okay? Now, this is where the curious conversation shows up here, as where does Sofi go from here on out for the rest of the year? But generally too, saying that, where does the rest of the market go, the rest of the year? It's a harder conversation, and really no one has that answer. I wish we did. God, I wish we did. It would make things, a lot funner here. Obviously it wouldn't be fair, but, if we knew that the Feds were going to do a rate cut at the beginning of December, are they? I don't know. It's not looking good, but we've heard this kind of stuff before. Before that first rate cut they did, it was looking kind of bleak, like they may not do it. These guys really may not do it. The second one, it was pretty obvious they were going to do it because things were so bad at that point. Now with this third one here, we just don't know. We don't know how to get a read for them. In what reports we got earlier this last week, the job reports were good, but the unemployment was bad. So now the Feds once again are pushed up against the wall. Like, hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do here? Going into this cycle that we find ourselves in, this very vicious stock market. It's been a good stock market this year, but as I've said, it's either very high or where it's a bloodbath. It seems that we can't just get a normal day in the market. It's got to be one of other. It's got to be, hey, things are rolling up. Hey, things are falling off a cliff. If the market continues to sell off right now, and I don't know that it can, it has fallen quite a bit here. And I do think things have, Sofi is definitely in that conversation of where this is a little much overcorrection right here. There was even some articles written here this week where they were like, Sofi is easily a $27, $28 stock. I mean, those articles are out there. So buying this at 23, 24, 25, 26, I think is a dead steal out there for Sofi for whenever the market decides like, hey, we feel comfortable, we're going to run. Whatever the news is that makes the market feel comfortable again, I don't know. I don't know. That's the thing. But two, the market's already taken so much damage here that if we don't get this rate cut in December, like the market thinks we're not going to get now, does the market go, okay, well, that's what we thought. We're just going to, the S&P 500 kind of stays around this $64, $6,500 range. Point range. I don't know. Does the market decide to fall apart again? Does some news come out of nowhere at this point where the market goes, oh my God, this is great? Does tariff news come up again? Good news for tariff news. Do we get the rate cut? There's a lot of unknowns. But like I said, walking through this dark forest that we find ourselves in, you know, that torch that you hold, the torch that you hold is definitely 100%, you know, it's going to get you out of this element right now, this dark forest. And that right now is investing in companies that are going to continue to do good. You have to remember, SoFi is not new to devastating moments in the market. It's just not. You have to know, when SoFi first came to market, it started off as a $20 stock. And then guess what happened? Boom! The Cove. It happened. Everything shut down. SoFi was literally they were sending out investor talks of like, hey, we've had to let people go. Things are not doing good over here. The government mandatory, they froze student loans at that point. If you know, you know, at that right then and there. And why that was so devastating for SoFi at that moment, because that was essentially their bread and butter. Student loans applications, that was what they really started off doing. So, you know, this went from, wow, this is a really unique company, we're pretty sure it's going to do good, to like, oh my God. And we went a handful of years with SoFi going around, you know, $3, $6, $3, $4, $6 on a really, really, really fantastic day, maybe $7, $8. But we knew what we were holding. We knew what this company was doing, what it was talking about doing. You know, there was even, you know, talk about, you know, stuff they're doing today. You know, this crypto conversation that SoFi has just done, you know, pulled this off here. This has been talked about for a long time now. We knew something like this was going to happen. What I'm trying to tell you is, listen, SoFi can survive bad moments in the market. It can survive bad moments in the economy. It has proven that. And it's still the same captain at the helm here, Anthony. So that should bring you some comfort. Right now with this news here that SoFi has released with crypto, this is news that will be like another investment. I've seen people go like, what is the big deal with this crypto thing? Why are they focusing on this? This is such a waste of time, such a waste of energy, money, all that kind of stuff. I get where people will say that, but I also get where people will say that when they're not familiar with crypto, when they don't mess around with crypto. And I totally get that. People that don't invest in crypto, don't like crypto, all this kind of stuff. I get that. That's fine. I'm not judging people off that. I like crypto. I think crypto's here to stay. I think everyone should be buying Ethereum and Bitcoin and some altcoins, because it's going to show up here somewhere over the next decade, and you're going to have it. But that's a whole nother conversation. But SoFi saying, hey, you know what? The bigger banks aren't focusing on this. Let's go after it. Anthony, the CEO, was even asked when they released this news here, why do you think the bigger banks aren't focusing on crypto like you guys are, where you can buy it, you can use it, where you're building a platform where, whatever crypto's used for in the near future, you'll be ahead of the game here. He just kind of said, I don't know. What we're doing is we're focusing on it. You have to know that this is like another investment that SoFi is doing for the future, for them as a company and for you as an investor. This will be good. So even if you're like, I hate crypto, I can't stand crypto, I don't want to hear about crypto, it's a waste of time, money, it's a scam, just know it is so good that they are doing this. It is so good. It is so good. It will be more revenue. It will bring more people in. It will do good things for SoFi. They know it. We know it. The ones that are obsessed with crypto, it will do well for them. So it is a great thing that has happened here. I don't even think there's a lot of people that understand the defining, situation that has happened here with this crypto, thing that they're doing here. I don't even know that people realize it. It probably won't until years later, where it's like, oh, SoFi's already built a strong foundation in the crypto world. Oh my God, this is great. Friends, be excited. Everyone's got some damage in their portfolio somewhere. Wherever your new investments, your older investments, maybe it's not where you want it to be, things like that. Look at this as a time to collect. Look at this as a time for reflection. Look at this as a time to go, I'm standing strong in this relationship with this stock, okay? Whether it's SoFi or something else that you believe in and you know that's going to work. SoFi, we see the evidence. We know this is going to work. We know this is a clear-cut path to victory right now with where this company is going, okay? This is all but just a snap of the finger with time, okay? Time will pass very fast, okay? But making rash decisions, those are things that will hurt people. Undoubtedly, if you're not willing to wait here. I really do wish everyone the best of luck. I really do mean that. And friends, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Enjoy your time. Enjoy your family, friends, wherever you're at. And I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.